It's that time of the year again, isn't it? Whether you come back from college, you come back from school, you come back from work, all you want is your clock to tick over 7:30, isn't it? This is where we see international stars, some sparkling domestic talent, some high octane clashes, and some thrilling finishes as well. The biggest cricketing league in the world and probably one of top five leagues in the world across sporting domains in terms of its brand value or its viewing numbers. Welcome to yet another season of the incredible Indian Premier League. Well, coming to the IPL, seeing its evolution right from its beginning, 2008, I think, keeping aside keeping aside the commercial part of it, the core cricketing spark that lit up to the eventual birth of the IPL is probably about India winning the inaugural edition of the T20 World Cup in 2007 in South Africa. And a lot of credit, I think, should go to MS Dhoni and his men back then who won that who won the inaugural edition of T20 League and suddenly this idea, which is previously been proposed by Lalit Modi but has been rejected by the BCCI, telling it might not work in the Indian system, but which later resurfaced after the Indian win. And suddenly, the following year in 2008, they started this Indian Indian Premier League, which since then on, it just rolled on as a juggernaut. Since then, it evolved and evolved, and there's a lot of beauty about the IPL. There are a lot of pros and a lot of cons as well. We look a few things into detail in this video about the IPL and how it's grown over the years, what are different pros and different cons as well. You look at the IPL and imagine 20 years ago if you would have imagined if that Ricky Ponting and Sachin Tendulkar could play together in a team, I would have said no way, but they actually did it for Mumbai Indians. So you've seen some epic battles as well across the seasons. The battle between Virat Kohli and Jasprit Bumrah, it's a fascinating one as well. You talk about the battle between AB de Villiers and Dale Steyn. In their prime, the innings that de Villiers played in 2012, 2014, that is incredible. Some breathtaking shots, and we only see that in the IPL, don't you? You can't see that in international cricket with the best going against the best, and it's an eye feast for the fans to see some of their literally cricketing fantasies in the mind to come into action. So it's only it only happens in the IPL, doesn't it? And that is why we all love the IPL. We've seen some sparkling domestic talent rose through the ranks from the IPL for India and for different countries as well. For instance, even the thought of Jos Buttler opening for Rajasthan Royals has eventually led him to become an eventual opener for the English cricket team. So it's not just about the Indian team getting benefited, but teams across the world had different view to their players because of the IPL. So, and of course, there are a lot of Indians who rose through the ranks from the IPL and played for India. So IPL in that way, it's like a factory producing some great talent into the world into the world cricket. So it just keeps getting better and better and better every year. And you look at those young talent and they are no longer intimidated by looking at some big international stars. For example, you play and share your dressing rooms with legends like Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma or MS Dhoni, and suddenly the intimidation factor is gone. You're sharing your dressing room with Mitch Stark or a Paddy Cummins, and suddenly when you play against them, when you come back to play for India, the intimidation factor is not there. You face them a lot in the nets. You probably would have faced them in the game as well. You've rubbed shoulders with them. You've probably taken some tips from them. So the intimidation factor is not there. So the youngsters who are playing in the IPL and rubbing shoulders with some of the best in the business, they are like instant ready for international cricket. They are not scared. They are not intimidated. They are not feared looking at the opposition, and they're not scared of looking at who is who in the ICC rankings. So I think that intimidation is factor is gone, and that's the beauty. That's the beauty of the IPL. It brings across different cultures, different heritages, different players, different countries, and different stages of their career as well. So that really helps the youngsters to get into the groove, to be ready for the big stage, for big international come. It's almost like a rehearsal for international cricket, and the perfect rehearsal. And sometimes maybe I feel the rehearsal is way bigger than the international cricket, and I don't think many would argue with that, and that is where I think I would like to see aspiring young cricketers to still hold the aspiration of playing for India to be the highest, because it's always easy, because with the kind of numbers that it generates, the kind of money it generates, and the kind of viewing numbers as well, with the eyeballs on the IPL, it's always a temptation for the youngsters to feel like, yes, if you secured an IPL contract, your life is done. No, I don't think it should be. It should be one of important turning points in their careers, but not that that's the end of their life. I think at the end of the day, serving your country and playing for your country should remain to be the highest priority for any young aspiring cricketers. And I think also that is where I think the con side of it also comes. And every player who keeps the country highest, you see someone like someone like Rohit Sharma, or someone who has achieved so much in his IPL career as a captain. He's won 5 titles with Mumbai Indians, but yet he feels that vacuum in his heart, that he wants to win a World Cup for India, that he wants to be. That is how the younger generation should be running through, I feel, and also I feel the vacuum as well. I mean the fans as well. uh, I always say there's a lot of difference between fans versus fanatics, and I think IPL has has grown in numbers with respect to the fan bases, but also fanatic base to each franchises as well. I think it's important that we respect the players in the opposition as well, as much as we respect players when we play for other countries, because for the very instance of the intense rivalry between an RCB and a CSK, it comes down. It's purely because there are two big superstars in each team, in Virat Kohli and MS Dhoni, and I see a few fanatics going mad at each other with CSK, trolling Virat, or RCB trolling Mahi. I don't think that's the right direction. If you're a true cricketing fan, it is not the way you should be going forward. You have to respect the legends that they are, the kind of things that they've achieved over their stellar careers for the Indian cricket team. That is why I say country should always come first. That is why I say it's always the Indian Premier League. India should come first. So that kind of an environment has been created, and with pros they're always gone. So that's the kind of I I don't like to call it toxic, but definitely not a healthy environment, and that is something that we as fans should always perceive it differently as well. So There are a lot of things. If we can keep talking, there are a lot of things to be talked about the IPL. Yeah, you can you know pick a player and ask him about the IPL. You get a different story. Such is the beauty of the IPL. So as bigger as it grows, as better as it gets. So cricketing wise, let's hope that we have a banger of a season this year, and let's hope the best team wins.